ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, and that also includes Aaron. So, yes, Gary Cullen's right over there, trying something new. So hopefully we'll be able to have no issues with Twitch this week, and everything will run properly, or OBS, whatever the hell it was. We don't know. We had some fun last week, so.
Yeah.
But the thing we know it wasn't was human error, because we know it wasn't a human issue. This was very much a technology issue that happened. So sorry to all the Twitch people out there who didn't get to see Aaron last Sunday.
So they didn't get to see me this morning either. So, I mean, I apologise for that.
To be fair, you had a pretty good excuse.
Yeah, I mean, I did send a tweet out. It was seen by, I think, one person, but I just wanted to explain to everybody that I had a couple of seizures this morning. One of the problems with being epileptic is they don't really have a schedule, so I had to rest. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to do tonight's podcast.
Yeah. For those of you who may live near London or have been to London, think of London buses. There's a schedule, but they very rarely stick to it.
Mm-hmm.
And when they come along, it's usually multiple. So that's kind of how to look at that.
Yeah, in my case too.
Yeah. So I had a very late night last night. Aaron probably didn't. I'm guessing Aaron did his this morning because I saw it. Because the other thing, which is we don't talk about on this show, I watched their pay-per-view last night, so which would have ended.
I watched the pre-show and the first match, and then the connection was absolutely atrocious. So I decided to wait until the morning and watch the rest of the show. However, that kind of didn't go to plan because I had a pothole memory throughout the morning, and ended up watching the ending of each match, and only the ending, pretty much.
Yeah, to be fair, Aaron probably did the right thing, regardless of his motivation for doing so. Me, being an idiot, watched basically from the pre-show all the way to the end when it happens. So. But there you go. And then had to remember to get my gob shut until everyone else I know who watches that watches it. So
I wish the social media team would have been so kind.
Well,
because, I mean, the main event ruined for me.
To be fair to AEW social media team, they have to do that. That's not their fault.
Yeah.
It's the regular people, I think, is a bigger issue. Because people should really think, would you like it done to you? No.
I mean, I say I had it ruined for me. All they told me was who won. They didn't tell me how it was happening, so I was still intrigued and I still wanted to see the match. And I'm glad that I did.
I think how it ended is more significant than who actually won.
Yeah. And to be honest, after a certain amount of time through the match, I kind of called what happened in the end anyway. It was a little bit obvious.
Well, as we talked about just before the show started, anyone who had a brain kind of knew that was going that way. But I've used this argument with certain things in WWE as well. Sometimes knowing isn't a bad thing.
No.
So, or working it out, you can have a bit of fun with that too. As long as you can't do it for everything, then you're fine.
I think what I was most surprised about was the 6-man tag match.
Oh, I'm amazed they didn't give it to them, but I'm happy they didn't because I didn't want them winning.
And then I heard about the best of 7 series, which I'm going to be probably bored off by the end of it.
Yeah, you say that, but I've got something fun to tell everyone about that. That series of 7 isn't consecutive. There's breaks in that.
Yeah,
but one of those is January the 4th.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what happens on January the 4th?
No.
Wrestle Kingdom.
Ouch.
So there's a good chance that might be why there isn't one on that day.
I mean,
just
from what I've heard, Kenny Omega's challenged Will Ospreay at Wrestle Kingdom for the United States IWGP Championship. He put the challenge out on Twitter.
As I said, they don't have one of those matches scheduled for that day. That's all I'm saying.
It could be Wrestle Kingdom, or it might be something else. I'm not sure.
I'm
But
not
it's
going to
challenged.
elaborate. I'm not going to elaborate more than what I just did, but basically, there's some dates they're not doing matches on. One of them is that Wrestle Kingdom date. So
Okay.
it could be interesting. But we probably should get onto WWE because that's the reason we are actually here.
Aww.
I know, but you've said it before. You wouldn't want to review AEW because then you'd actually have to. You wouldn't enjoy it as much.
Yeah, I'd have to look into it more, and it wouldn't be as fun to watch, I suppose.
There is definitely that. So, although I've got to say, for my favourite spot of the entire show, I'm not sure if you saw this. Darby Allin did one of those coffin drops off the top of one of the big tall things in the stage. Did you see this?
No, I
Right.
think I remember it happening, but I was kind of half in, half out of like consciousness.
Okay. The reason why this is funny is literally he did that coffin drop, and you know how he normally hits people with it, right?
Yeah.
Satnam Singh caught him in the air and held him up there, ran down the ramp with him, and then threw him onto the ramp. It was fucking amazing.
I'm gonna have to rewatch it.
that tag match between Darby, Sting, Jarrett, and Lethal. If nothing else, watch it. It's
I
great.
don't remember who won, and I don't remember the match.
Yeah, seriously, if you want something fun to watch, I would watch that tag match.
Okay, I'll put it on my to-do list.
And you can watch Jay Lethal's most obvious botch spot as well.
Yeah.
Trust me, you'll know it when you see it.
I'm probably after this gonna go live because I'm home alone this evening, and I'm probably gonna stream for a bit to make up for the fact that I missed this morning's stream.
That's fair enough. Makes sense.
So I'll probably be playing a little bit of Fortnite after this.
Yeah, so Aaron's Twitches, if you're watching, bear that in mind. Just once we finish here, he'll be back up on the Twitch channel doing some gaming, more than likely.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, now we've got the positive stuff out the way, we have to talk about WWE.
Yeah.
And, of course, we have to start with Raw, because that's what starts the week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, the kind of funny thing about Raw was that Rollins opened and we got a Lashley Theory and Rollins recap of what happened last week. With the cash in and stuff. But I mean, Rollins may have retained, but Rollins was toast from Rollins' hair was pretty much toast from box bleach, from what I could see. Like, have you seen the state of his hair as of like, what has he fucking done? What is he doing?
I've seen the pictures.
It looks horrible.
It looks worse in still pictures than it actually does on video.
Yeah, I can imagine. He looks like he's had a fight with a box bleach. The box bleach won.
I would put it this way: he looks like, right, he's had a fight with professional footballers and soccer, for those of you who aren't English, hairstylist, and he lost.
Yeah. I mean, I know my way around like hair bleachers and stuff because obviously what I do. You're related to somebody who knows their way around bleach and stuff.
Like, and I work in an industry, and I also sometimes work in an industry where you have people who do that shit all the time. Yeah, it's quite common.
Yeah, well, we could see just by looking at him how fucked his hair is right now.
Yeah, he needs to get that treated and sorted because that's not going to go well. That's probably going to kill hair follicles.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not even. I wouldn't even try and like save it with like hair mask or anything at this point. I'd just go shortcut. You can grow it back, like call it a different look.
Yeah.
Maybe say he gains another personality out of it or something. Or make him lose the United States title and like make him let himself go and he shaves all his hair off.
or you just have a match where the loser has to have their head shaved.
Yeah, sure. But I'm not a fan of them kind
Because
of matches.
yeah, but at the same time, at least then it's part of a story.
Mm.
I never understand why a wrestler drastically changes their look and don't have it as part of an angle or a story. I
I
think
mean,
it's a bit weird.
I can see like there being like a Miracle on 24th Street fight in December, and somebody accidentally cuts a line all the way down his head with a razor out of a certain Christmas present or something, and he has to have it all cut off.
Uh-huh.
But I mean, his hair seems to have been his like trademark and his pride and joy since the start of his career. So like him shaving it off probably isn't going to be an easy decision for him.
No, I mean, we are talking about, honestly, if it is actually doing the damage we think it is. If he can save it in any other way, then he'll be fine. But if it really looks as bad as we think it does, there's a
Raw eggs would probably do it, but apart from that,
he's got plenty of money. I'm sure he's got a way to sort it out.
Mm.
If all else fails, he can get John Cena hair transplant.
that worked out in the past.
Just saying. And ladies and gentlemen, you also now have a very good idea as to why I do not dye my hair and never will.
Whereas
Apart from the shit that washes out.
Hmm.
I've used temporary stuff which will just wash out because it's literally just a surface coating. It's not really a thing. But that was for when I did extra work and acting work. So.
Yeah. What made me laugh about this segment though was Rollins thanked Lashley for helping him retain the title last week.
Well, he did. so I get why he thanked him, but it clearly wasn't done to help Rollins, was it? That's the only problem with that.
I mean, he mentioned all the people that are after his title, even Theory, and as soon as he said Theory, he got a "that was stupid" chant by the crowd as well, which was kind of funny.
Well done to the crowd.
Yeah,
I agree with them.
I'm not sure whether or not this was the crowd or whether or not this was edited in, but I'm pretty sure it sounded like the crowd. It sounded like the real thing.
Not being funny, whoever said it, yes.
Yeah. Then Seth stated the obvious that the US title was the championship on Raw. He then addressed his match later with Balor.
It's the only championship on Raw.
Mm-hmm.
Just to point that out to anyone who doesn't realise this.
For the men's division, yes. I mean, like, the women's division has more titles on Raw than the men's division does. They ain't got a tag team. They ain't got a world championship. They've got the United States Championship, and the women have the tag titles and the Raw Women's Championship, even though it's kind of not been used properly.
Yeah, you're right. I keep forgetting that the women's titles aren't unified, so for some reason.
Yeah. Might as well be, because, I mean, they're just chucking her in a War Games match and not having a title defense at all.
Yeah, I've got some issues with some of the shit. Some of that shit. So don't worry, we'll get there.
Yeah. So he mentioned his match with Balor later on, and it was called just a match between Balor and Seth. But later on, we found out, literally at the start of the match, that it was for the United States Championship.
Yeah, wait to build up a title match, you dumb fucks.
Yeah, this wasn't like shown at all or advertised during the show at all until it was in the ring about to start.
Yeah, but how to attract audiences to watch your show? Don't tell them there's a title match, you idiots. Yeah. Especially Seth and Balor, where there's a history. Universal title, for example.
Yeah. he went to go into a bit more detail about the match with Balor, but then got interrupted by Lashley, who demanded his rematch. And Seth said to Lashley that he needs to work on his anger after his loss to Lesnar. But then Ali came out with a ref and attacked Lashley. He got dropped by Lashley, then threw him out of the ring. Ali came back again, but Lashley threw him out again and he challenged Ali to a butt whooping. And we had a match between Ali and Lashley for some reason again.
Yeah, I would say though, I like seeing Ali in these sort of matches though, because these are people who actually matter.
Yeah, I mean, Lashley was almost incapacitated by Ali early on in the match anyway, because he sent him into the ring post. So it gave Ali a fighting chance to start off with.
Yeah.
But that was the closest to daylight he kind of got, because after that, Lashley just took pure control and dominated, hitting spinebuster after spinebuster. Ali managed to hit a DDT, came back with but Lashley came back with a spear and a hurt lock. But Ali didn't tap. He passed out. So it was referee stoppage. So a little less damaging for Ali because he didn't tap, so he's kind of got his, like, I don't know, manhood involved. Manhood intact, should I say?
Not being funny, right? I personally think if you tap out someone like Lashley, I don't have an issue with it.
No.
Even if you say I quit or I tap out to Lashley. Lashley's is an MMA fighter. He's trained. He's also an ex army guy. Yeah, he knows how to hurt you. So there is no shame in quitting to somebody like that. The same fact. There's no shame quitting to Lesnar if he does shit to you for the same reasons, essentially.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that, but at the same time, when it comes to like losing in a certain way, I feel like if it's a referee stoppage and everybody else taps to that submission and you pass out, you refuse to tap, it says a lot about that person's character.
Yeah, it's a determination thing. It's like I'm not quitting. So yeah, absolutely, I agree.
So I'd prefer he'd done this than to actually like tap out straight away.
If you're going to do something with Ali, then yes, this is a good thing. It depends what they do with him from this point forward.
Not much from what I've heard and what the World Cup looks like.
SmackDown. That's the thing. So,
yeah. So next we had Ali versus. No, we just covered that.
No, we did it. Lashley and Ali. Yeah.
We then had an OK Yim and OC segment that was okay, really, just team talk. To be honest,
for no reason.
AJ, I think AJ challenged Balor to a match at Survivor Series, or did that happen last week? I'm not sure.
I know it does get a bit blurry, doesn't it?
Yeah. So following that, we had Mia Yim versus Tamina with a recap of the OC moment of Yim's return last week. It was this week that AJ challenged Balor to a match.
I forgot. So.
Yeah. This match was okay, but after Yim's entrance, Ripley and Dominic Mysterio came to watch ringside. Yim looked a little rusty, to be honest. She wasn't as fluent as we've seen her in previous matches, like on NXT and stuff.
I think honestly that's got more to do with Tamina.
Right.
Because Yim's been wrestling even when she's not been around, so
yeah, I mean she just like didn't seem as like fluent. She seemed to step slower than what she normally would.
I think you'll find, and anyone who saw the Saraya and Britt match last night would have witnessed something similar. But in that instance, it's a case of Saraya hadn't wrestled for like nearly 6.5 years. So it's always going to be slightly slow and slightly off the pace. And I think that's pretty much what you got here. But I think that's got more to do with the fact of, I think if Mia had wrestled her normal match, I don't think Tamina can keep up with it.
Yeah.
I think that's the problem here.
So following this, we had Riddle and Alpha Academy in a segment, which was okay.
You won, by the way.
Oh yeah, I thought that might
You still have to say it, even though we all kind of know.
Yeah, Yim won. Unsurprisingly.
Yeah, to the surprise of literally nobody ever.
So yeah, we had the Riddle Alpha Academy segment, which was okay. Then we had a Damage Control segment, and they tried to get Yim on their War Games team, and Yim said that she'd think about it, but didn't seem too conclusive. Didn't seem too interested, really.
Yeah, well, gee, none of us could work out why that was.
I know, it couldn't totally be a friendship from like NXT that kind of like said, huh, we're over here.
Mm-hmm.
So following this, well, actually, in my opinion, I feel like these two segments could have been switched around, because following this, we have Matt Riddle versus Chad Gable.
Mm-hmm.
It was an okay match. A distraction by Otis got Gable control on the early footing of the match. We saw an Avalanche released German suplex from Gable, which was something we don't see very often. This went back and forth. Submissions are plenty, and wrestling holds are many, but eventually, rope assisted crucifix pin by Gable got him the win. So I mean, this wasn't like it wasn't like, I was kind of surprised by this, but not like, it wasn't like, oh my god, did he actually just win this?
Well,
Because
that's the
obviously
thing.
he had Otis on the outside.
But that's the thing is, though, Gable winning matches like this shouldn't surprise anybody. The reason it does is of how badly he's booked.
Yeah. I mean, this was a great. This was like this was a good match. Like, these two can't have a bad match, really, can they?
I think they would struggle. I think they would struggle to.
Yeah. But yeah, Gable got the win. I'm being interested to see how this progresses, because obviously they've got the team of it's not a team yet. It's kind of forming of Elias and Riddle.
Mm.
But I don't know whether or not that's happening or not. So who knows?
I don't think they know. I don't think they know
either. What I like next is we've got Corbin and JBL in a poker segment, and they beat the person that was sat at the table, and he had no money left, so he left. And then Tozawa joined the table. JBL asked him if he knew how to play poker, and Tozawa said no. He said, "Do you know the rules?" No. He said, "Do you have any money?" Yeah. He went, "Well, your money's good here." And they sat him down at the table.
Of course they did, as they should have done.
And this was part one of like a 2-3 part like thing. 3 parts if you include the match.
Yeah. See, things like this I don't have an issue with, because they should be this way.
Yeah.
And it also did lead to something. Whether you liked what it was is another thing, but it did at least lead to something.
Yeah. What followed this, though, we had Miz in the segment with Byron Saxton, and this was basically Miz TV. But it was hosted apparently by Byron Saxton, even though the Miz had more to say than the interviewer, which kind of made no sense, really.
Right. That's the thing, right? Every interview segment is that way. The talent should always have more to say than the announcer. That's fine. But when that talent has a segment that they do on their own, when they do a show like Miz TV, just give them the microphone.
I mean, the Miz was dressed like a house husband, basically. He wanted to look as innocent as possible for this segment. And he said, I am welcome to Miz TV and I am giving control of my show to Byron Saxton. And it was like, yeah, this is going to be cheap and nasty, isn't it?
And
yeah, it kind of was.
Yeah. Nothing against Byron. Byron does what Byron does very well.
Yeah.
However, you shouldn't put him in situations like this.
Mm-hmm. So Miz prepared a statement, asked for silence, got none, pretty much. Miz said,
yeah, how to ensure as a heel you get booed. Be quiet. Somebody sends you something, didn't they?
Yeah, Bowie, Toxic Waste Sweet.
Mm-hmm. Just as a friendly reminder to everyone on your Twitch, yes, all these Twitch punishments and shit are in effect, except for the swear jar.
Yeah. Well, the swear jar is no longer in effect anyway because I'm no longer doing charity stuff. All my proceeds are going to my wedding.
And that's why I mentioned it, so you'd actually reiterate that one. Because it's always a good thing to make clear to people.
We have a watermelon toxic waste. Oh, the joys.
Uh-huh.
So while I get this sorted, I'll just run through the Miz segment.
Yeah, sure.
Miz said he regretted paying Loomis and he just wanted empathy and recognition for the past 18 years of hard work. Miz said he had to put a stop to Loomis being greedy, and all this was said by Miz while dressed as a dad, basically a stay-at-home dad, as I said before.
We said house husband, but yeah.
Yeah. Gargano came out and interrupted, said Miz was basically full of shit. Miz tried to turn it on Gargano, saying he just wanted attention too. Gargano called him Mr. Rogers, but Miz interrupted and shouted sorry a few times, saying he wanted to be a role model and asked if they could all move on. And then Gargano said, if you want to be a role model, pay Dexter what you owe and have some integrity. So this led to Gargano telling Miz that he had a match with Dexter Loomis in 2 weeks. If Loomis wins, he's in WWE and gets paid. Miz said he'd kick his ass and it will be awesome, and tell his psycho friend that. Gargano said, do it yourself, and one of the cameramen, unsurprisingly, turned out to be Dexter Loomis.
I'm so shocked.
And Loomis tried to attack the Miz. Big whoop. And now I've got to eat the nasty looking toxic waste sweet.
Take your toxic treat like a man.
Yeah. Thank you
Or
for your follows.
Or if you want to be really brave, take it like a little girl.
Uh-huh.
So,
yeah.
I don't know about you, but I am bored of this Dexter Miz shit.
I lost interest in it. I can't remember when I lost interest in it. It's been so long.
I say I'm not talking about interest. I'm talking about I'm bored of it. There's a difference. Interest would be I actually care. Being bored of it just means it's taking up time I could dedicate to anything else.
It kind of is, Colours. It kind of is. Who's saying it's toxic that he does this daily to me now since I started being full-time?
Does he now?
I mean, he's a reoccurring viewer, so I can't complain.
Well, you could, but you'd be ungrateful. So don't be ungrateful.
This is true. I'm going to go throw this in the bin because I don't have a bag underneath my desk.
No, you got to eat the wrapper too. Be grateful.
I'm not eating a wrapper too.
I mean, I doubt they do it now, but once upon a time, those sort of sweets when you used to be able to get them, the wrappers used to be edible.
If anybody's curious, I still had the sweet. I didn't throw it in the bin.
You're so toxic.
Not gonna lie, the watermelon just tastes like really sour, like watermelon rind, which is like not the best.
I'm curious. You're a recurring viewer that did that. Do they pick which one exactly it is?
No, well, they used to have some choice. Like there used to be like 4 different colours of tub. Then my friend went on vacation to the sunny beaches of Margate and went to the oh god, what's it called? The market there.
Yeah.
And he came across this. And this was filled with stickers, a whole bunch of very different kind of toxic waste candy, including nuclear sludge bars. And yeah, he said I had an idea for your stream. Gave me this, and then he grabbed all the pots off of my desk, and he said, "I think you should put all of these inside there, and then when the channel point redemption is, you shake it up, you pick one out, and that's what you got to have."
Sure.
I was just like, okay, that makes a little bit more sense. I mean, it works for me, but yeah.
I follow. It makes sense. I got you.
You want the next one? You want the next one you do to be the sludge bar? I mean, sure, it's the last sludge bar though. I don't mind. I'd say the sludge bars aren't as sour to be all fair. In all fairness,
Are you just saying that because you don't want the sludge bar?
no, because they're kind of like a taffy kind of thing instead of a boiled sweet.
Gotcha.
They're not as sour.
Yeah, I've had taffy, so I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
They're actually kind of nice. I'd actually happily like buy them just to eat. But the boiled ones are no, they're not so nice, and they've also got the citric acid center, which is very sour.
Well, you guys know what to make him do, right? So we just finished talking about Miz and Loomis and Gargano.
Yeah, following that up, we had a Shelton Benjamin and Dominic Mysterio and Damian Priest segment. Basically, Dominic said he beat whoever he beat last week. So that makes him better than his dad. It makes him better than Shelton. Basically, just being disrespectful. Shelton said, keep on talking and I'm going to give you the ass whooping that your dad should have. And then Priest stepped in and said, oh, well, if you've got a problem with Dom, you've got a problem with me, and you've got a problem with the Judgment Day. And basically, everything Priest said, Dominic was like, yeah, Shelton. Yeah, Shelton. So when Priest said, yeah, we should settle this in the ring with a match. And Dominic went, yeah, Shelton, we should have a match. And Shelton turned around, looked at Priest, and went, you know what? I accept his challenge, and pointed at Dominic. Then Dominic was like, wait, what? I didn't challenge. He said, yeah, you did. So this turned into a match between Dominic Mysterio and Shelton Benjamin.
Yeah.
So basically, Dominic fucked up.
Yeah.
What'd you get for being a cheerleader? Yeah. This led to the match actually, which was good. I didn't have a problem with like this segment being here and then us having the match straight away. It works.
It makes sense. It's just. Yeah. What about the match, Aaron?
Well,
problem with the match.
Yes and no. I mean, the match itself was good.
Tell me more.
Basically, Dom won because of Priest and Ripley.
Of course he did.
Yeah. The weird thing about this was nothing happened after the match. He won. He walked away. The end. They just like kind of wanted something more from this.
This is what you call one and done, and it was done very badly.
Mm-hmm.
Because it didn't lead to anything. It's literally a dead end.
I mean, have them beat Shelton up, then have, I don't know, Cedric come out to his rescue, have them reform their tag team, because the tag team division's dead. Let's face it.
Sorry, there's a tag team division?
Yeah, the party of one. You know, that one. The really annoying one. But yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, that was followed by a theory segment, which was actually pretty good. He got interrupted by Dolph Ziggler, and this led to Theory challenging him to a match, basically to prove that he wasn't a kid and that he was even more dangerous now because he had nothing to lose, which we've seen done before, and it didn't really end well with Baron Corbin's attempt at it. So Theory's take should be interesting.
That's one idea for it, sure.
It kind of also looked like Theory was done with excuses, and like, I kind of liked that kind of vibe. Like, I don't have a problem with that. Like, he's been used like this, so like I don't blame him. Like, character wise, he's like, fuck it, time to get serious. What followed next was a War Games promo package, and we got EO versus Dana Brooke for some reason. We had Cross, and then the rest of Damage Control was ringside. In my opinion, shouldn't Cross have faced Brooke here because she's the one that threw the 24/7 title in the bin last week?
Yes.
Why the fuck was EO against Brooke instead?
Booking.
EO won and quickly, so I don't think we're getting Dana Brooke in the Women's War Games match either.
Not from what I've heard.
From the promo cuts that we've got so far, there's literally just a woman in a hood on the promo posters.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, well, that's ominous, but kind of stupid, but you know.
Yeah. For those of you wondering, Survivor Series is next Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, they like holding their surprises until the last day, but hopefully we're going to find out tomorrow about the fifth member. Might not.
I don't think you will. I think they'll hold it off to the show, honestly.
In all fairness, I'd call it. The only person I can see making sense is Beth Phoenix, because of what happened with Ripley and the fact that they revisited it this past week, actually showing us what they did to Beth Phoenix and Edge. Which is like, they're showing this to us, and we haven't seen Beth Phoenix, we haven't seen Edge since then, and we've got a promo, we've got like promotion for Survivor Series and everything coming on Saturday. It's like the only thing that makes logical sense is that the fifth member is Beth Phoenix because she wants to get her hands on Rhea Ripley. And I mean, as far as I'm aware, I think she's clear to compete anyway. She hasn't been out with injury, she's been out for storyline, in fact. you're not saying anything, so I'm guessing that I'm kind of right.
So you know what happens. You know what happens when I actually know something. I won't say anything.
Oh, okay.
We've had this before, remember?
Mm-hmm.
Same thing. Do you remember the other week with the NXT thing with the woman under the hood?
Yeah.
Yeah, you remember I didn't say anything then because I knew who it was.
Mm-hmm.
Same deal here. I know who this is.
Oh.
And as I've made very clear to people, to yourself as well, I don't spoil things for people.
No, I'm not either. But I don't know, so I'm guessing. And I'm just giving people like a suggestion that would make sense to me and probably other people that are watching as well.
It's not the worst suggestion, honestly, disregarding what I know, okay? But if you go by pure logic, it's not the worst idea.
Yeah.
Stating all the reasons you just mentioned, honestly.
So after this, well, I can't really call it a match, this beatdown, Yim came out and said she thought about their offer and she picked her side for War Games, and out came Bliss, Oscar, and Belair, and that was the end of the segment. We got no like breakout or like fight between the people. We just got this.
Yeah, that part of it was dumb.
Yeah. I thought they should have all fight and then Ripley come out and attack Yim's team and say, well, I'm in. Oh.
There are definitely better ways they could have done it, but as I'm sure everyone may have worked out by now, Aaron's got to do another toxic. So off you go, pal.
I'm so gonna change the channel redemption settings on that. I put a cooldown on it.
Is it the same person or?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Hey, you got to give the people what they want. If they donate stuff to you, mate, you've got to do something. Fair's fair. This is one of the reasons I don't do Twitch, so that I don't have to do things like this.
I mean, it would help if I had like a couple more subscribers, maybe, just to like help pay for the sweets. But I mean, sure.
No, I get what you mean. But I think when people go out of their way to contribute to what you're doing and stuff, I do think you have to at least. There you go, the toxic sludge, nuclear waste. Then I do think it's you know, they've got that time to do something, so obviously, you know, and it's there, so why not?
Yeah.
It's all good.
Oof.
And the thing about the internet is when people realise they can get you to do stuff by just doing things, people tend to be quite happy to do that. So.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So,
I mean, look how lovely that looks
like a Smurf.
Yeah.
It looks like somebody's run over a Smurf. Aaron, what are you doing to that Smurf?
Oh, what that wizard douchebag never could.
What Golgamar?
Yeah.
You're gonna put a Smurf in your throat like that wizard apparently wanted to. You dirty boy, right? Is that Smurfette? Is that what you just put in your mouth? Is that Smurfette?
Yeah, sure. Let's go with that. Even though it tastes like ass.
Yeah, it's Smurfette. Anyway. Although saying that, if it was the Smurfette from the movie, that was Katy Perry, so I imagine a lot of guys would want to do that. So, yeah. That's neither here nor there. Bear in mind, Russell Brand's been there. That's all I'm saying.
I'll wash it with holy water first.
And for anyone who's unaware, I think Russell Brand is a fucking cock.
I mean, he's had it out enough.
Oh no, he's a douche, as in a world-class prize douche.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a passing
Peter,
acquaintance.
tell me how you really feel.
Oh no, I have a passing acquaintance with somebody who dealt with him, and that's. I'm not going to elaborate more on that, but yeah, he's a fucking douche.
I mean, from his history, I can probably guess what you mean by dealt with him.
I will tell you off air. I'm not mentioning it on air though.
That's understandable.
It's more for the person involved than me. I don't give a fuck about if he tries to come at me. I don't give a fuck. I also don't give a fuck about him either. I care more about the person that I'm referencing without going into detail.
Yeah.
But anyway, basically, Aaron's eating Katy Perry's ass. That's the highlight of this story right here.
Noise.
And hey, you're the one who put the blue thing in your mouth. Ain't my fault.
Fair enough.
You frozen, by the way, at least my end anyway.
Yeah, I was just replying to a message from Haley.
Oh, okay.
Why is it still frozen?
I say you're still frozen.
I turned it off.
The fun, ladies and gentlemen, of doing streams on your phones.
There we
There
go.
you go, you're moving again.
So to turn my camera back off and on again.
Yeah, I was going to say that's probably what he's going to have to do. So,
Well, I mean, it's my phone camera anyway. It's a little bit more of a temperamental kind of thing. It's all new territory for me. So
yeah, well, you know, you've already had a Smurfette's arse in your mouth, so new territory seems to be a thing today.
yeah, sure.
So it's still better than Raw, though.
Yeah, I mean, what happened next was kind of funny. We got part 2 of the Corbin and Tozawa and JBL poker triangle because I mean,
Yes.
and Tozawa basically cleared JBL and Corbin out of all their money, even though he had no idea how to play poker at the start of it.
It's called they're being hustled.
Yeah.
And it's the best way to play a game like that. If you know how to play a game, don't tell anyone you know how to play it.
Yeah. Then Corbin tried to cheat, and JBL tried to endorse his cheating, and Tozawa turned over his cards, and they were obviously caught cheating, and Tozawa shouted, "Cheater, cheater, cheater, cheater." He said, "We can settle this in the ring." I mean,
Yeah.
like, this wasn't a bad segment. At least it led to something.
Yeah, it could. There are worse ways to have something lead to a match. Absolutely.
But the stupid kind of thing here was next we got Austin Theory versus Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah. Which means for whatever, so between when he accused them of that, and then they had a breakup, they've had to wait for however long this match is before anything happens.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm alright. Feel the colors. How are you? Feel the colors. Said how are you? Asked how you was.
What,
Cool.
me?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm all right. I'm currently recovering from having a busy weekend, really. It's the first day I've not had anything to do, so I've been enjoying it. But thank you. You're doing all right.
Yeah. So what we had next was Austin Theory versus Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah.
Theory's attitude was different. There was no mobile phone. There was no selfies being shown. He literally came out to the ring all business, which I liked.
You stopped being Tyler Breeze.
Yeah, basically.
Which, thank God.
Yeah. I mean, Theory was a different wrestler, basically, and showed real resilience against Ziggler. Newfound aggression. Theory kicked out of the Famouser, the zigzag, and then hit a super kick, and then 2 A-Town downs. But still didn't pin Ziggler. He mounted and hit Ziggler in the face. Then took Ziggler out the ring and threw him about until the ref called for the bell, but that didn't stop Theory. Theory continued the beatdown, but the weird thing was I didn't like. There was no as a result of a disqualification, or there was no count out announcement. There was no referee stoppage announcement. This was just left up in the air for us to kind of guess what the ruling was for this match, or look it up on WWE.com.
Which is what I did.
Let me guess. No contest?
DQ.
Really? On whose part?
For Ziggler.
Oh, so Ziggler won.
Yes.
So there's no announcement. There's just like, if you're gonna do that, do at least have the referee announce it. That's what he's there for. The ring announcer.
That is what he's there for, but the ring announcers are in kayfabe told what to say by the referee.
Yeah, and I mean, this could have like made Theory worse, made him angrier even, and then he could have continued on the beatdown instead of just doing it anyway. At least there would have been a purpose behind it.
Motivation, yes.
Yeah.
Would have helped. But no, it suckety sucked balls.
I didn't have a problem with this match. I didn't have a problem with how it ended. Just give me a reason, give me like the ruling for it. So I like the fact that Theory's had enough and he's not Tyler Breeze anymore, as you said.
Yeah. Also, Ziggler's good for these kind of matches, but I think your criticism is very valid. If you're going to do this to forward his storyline, you have to say what the result was.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes it's okay not to tell everyone.
I mean, we all know we're going to get a rematch this week anyway. Or probably at War Games. I don't know.
Well, more than likely.
It'd be a last man standing match instead. They seem to be a fan of those in a minute.
Mobile phone and a pole match? I
don't know.
Yeah, but basically, WWE.com has it down as Ziggler winning by disqualification.
Yeah, what followed this was Ripley declaring that she was the 5th member of Damage Control's team, and she didn't give a fuck what they thought, basically. She just declared herself she was on the team because she wanted to fight Yim in War Games.
Sure.
Don't have a problem with this because this isn't Ripley's character.
Yeah, exactly. Sure.
Just like, try and argue with me, bitches, because I will flatten you.
I would like to have seen somebody try and argue with her, personally.
To be honest, if it was going to be anybody that would argue with Ripley, I'd call it being either Cross or Io, because Io doesn't like anybody. That's always been her thing. And Cross is just schizo and crazy. So
yeah, I'd back Cross to be the one who'd actually argue about it.
Oh yeah, probably.
It's more, obviously I know the other one. It's kind of she doesn't really like anyone, but Cross is kind of mental and attack anyone. It's just a bit different.
Yeah.
So, I think character-wise, it probably would work better for Nikki.
I think Cross is probably still wondering where Doudrop's gone. So she's been away for quite a while.
Injured.
Yeah.
If anyone actually wants an actual answer to that, she's injured.
It's a shame. She could have been useful in War Games.
Yeah.
So
I mean, she is on the mend, but won't be soon enough. That's the official line anyway.
So following this, we got Corbin versus Tozawa. A pretty good match, to be honest, but eventually Corbin got the win. We then got a Theory recap for some reason with what happened with him and Ziggler, and a recap of what happened to Beth Phoenix at Extreme Rules. And that led to a backstage segment with the whole of Team Belair, sorry. And the champ said Ripley was definitely going to be a problem. But we then learned that the advantage match was next week. So tomorrow night on Raw, there'll be an advantage match. They didn't want to name who would be competing in said advantage match, which obviously is just like team strategy. Don't have a problem.
Yes.
Then Alpha Academy trashed Elias and Riddle, and they were interrupted by Rollins, who was humming his theme tune aloud and did a shoosh version of his theme tune, which was just kind of weird and unnecessary.
The blondness is seeping into his skull.
This then led to a pre-match promo by Balor that was okay. He accepted AJ Styles' challenge to a match at Survivor Series. So it was this week. I was right.
Okay.
Didn't have a problem with that. But then we had Balor versus Rollins, and after they both came out, it was announced that this was for the United States Championship. This match was going great up until the OC and Judgment Day all got involved. Then, as Finn was about to hit the coup de grace, AJ knocked him off the top rope, and Seth capitalized with a stomp and got the win over Balor. I mean, not the worst ending, but still, I'd actually preferred to see this match through without any interruptions. It would have been better, in my opinion.
Ultimately, this match is to add more fuel to the fight between Judgment Day and the OC. In fact, because essentially Rollins is inconsequential to this section of what happened. However,
after the match, Seth celebrated and then was attacked by Theory, hit with 2 A-Town downs, and then Theory lifted the US title up in the air, hit Seth in the face with it, and stood over Seth once again, holding the title up in the air.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with this. We'll probably see these two in Survivor Series in a no DQ match or something, or I don't know, maybe a triple threat with Lashley, or maybe a fatal 4-way with Ali, because Ali's been in the picture as well.
Possibly.
This just all seems chaos around one title that isn't even a world title, which kind of makes it funny in a way.
Well, yeah, but as alluded to earlier, it's the only actual title for the men on Raw.
Yeah, I mean, including the half-assed tag division, what have you really got on the show at the moment?
As I said earlier, there's a tag division.
Yeah. Well, I mean, their tag division's injured because Montez Ford's got a bad ankle.
Oh, right, it's just Dawkins. Okay, yeah.
There's a one-man tag division currently.
So Dawkins is actually walking around doing this to himself.
Yeah. I mean, you've got the Alpha Academy as well, but they're constantly in singles matches at the moment.
I was going to say, yeah, who seem to be doing singles matches.
And you've also got Riddle and Elias, but there's literally just a question mark over the top of them. And of course, you've got RK Bro as well, but that's the huge question mark as to whether or not that's ever happening again.
Well, Brandy's elsewhere.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So,
but that was actually the end of War. Thank fuck.
Yeah. I gave it 6.
Okay.
I mean, there wasn't anything wrong with it. All the matches were okay. Storyline could be a little bit better. But wrestling side of things, there was nothing wrong, nothing really surprising either, though.
Yeah. I'll say average is probably about the best you could give it.
Yeah, I'd agree to that. Sorry, I keep yawning.
That's all right. Over here in the UK, it's just past 9 in the evening here. And Aaron didn't sleep very well, and I've had a long few days. So if we are do look tired or yawn, then it's a thing. We're human. Deal with it, honestly.
Yeah, and I've had 2 seizures today as well.
Yeah. And I haven't had enough coffee.
I haven't had any coffee. I don't know how I'm awake.
Yeah, I don't know how you're awake either, actually. Oh, actually, I do know. I do know how you're awake. It's called toxic.
Oh, yeah, toxic waste. That'll do.
But yeah, that does bring us to NXT, though.
Yeah. So NXT was kicked off with the NXT title match, the men's NXT title match, which I found quite surprising.
I mean, it was literally done because they wanted to tail end the program with title matches.
Yeah, I mean this show was, it felt short because it didn't have a lot of matches because they were long.
Yeah.
They had like 3 title matches on this show?
1, 2.
No.
You got the men. You got the men's and the women's.
Yeah, they had 2 championship matches, a championship contract signing.
Yeah.
And a pretty damn like crowd pleasing match as well, to be honest. But if I say crowd pleasing, it was definitely a caring pleasing match.
There's also something else they announced, which I will get when we get to that. I'm gonna talk about that.
Yeah, I have feelings about said match. Well, said announcement too.
Thought you might.
So NXT was kicked off by the men's NXT title match between Bron Breakker and Von Wagner being the challenger. Stone got a distraction off early, giving Von Wagner the control to kick things off. I mean, it was a good match, a lot of back and forth as you expected the title matches. Wagner's temper ended up getting the best of him, pretty much cost him the match. This was it wasn't bad, like storyline wise, but yeah, but Wagner lost to Breakker because he got too angry with the referee and Stone. He ended up even throwing Stone off the apron.
There's a reason this is on a random NXT show, and it was the first match. Because nobody cared.
No, so what followed this was an Alba Fire promo package for the main event.
Sure.
Then a Breaker and Devlin segment, and it was okay. Devlin said congrats, and that he said to Breaker basically, you do know that we're not done, right?
Which is what
I
you
mean,
should say. Nothing wrong with
didn't
that.
have a problem. No. Then we got our first look at Stark being heel, and to be honest, I wasn't a fan.
Oh, is that what
Really,
that was supposed to be?
yeah, we got Starks giving us a story of how she got here so far, basically telling us she carried lions in their team and showed us the heel turn again and spoke more, and I got bored. We then had a I got bored, so I kind of just like switched off because the promo and everything about this segment just sucked.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I'm. This is where I'm going to give a big piece of free public advice to anyone who's a wrestling heel. Okay, or someone who's just turned heel. Right. If you want to learn how to speak to the crowd when you do it, when you're a heel or act as a heel, look at MJF.
Yeah. Don't be like, don't just tell them to shut up, insult them a bit, make them angry, make them like fire up the crowd. Don't just sit there and go, shut up, don't care what you think. It's
I mean,
like,
you can even look at Jericho to a lesser
yeah,
extent.
I don't feel like they've got any heel mic workers in the performance center doing workshops like these anymore. They
They
used
don't.
to.
Yeah, but they
They
don't
had
now.
Regal. They had Regal for
Mhm.
one. They don't have any heel guys in the performance center anymore. They don't have any coaches that have done heel work or like mic
The
work
thing,
that actually been like, wow.
the thing is, though, if you're good at mic work in general, you can do both heel and face. So you look at Dusty Rhodes.
Yeah.
Okay. It just shows you the current people who do the promo mics work in NXT can't do or shtick work.
See, this is what like makes no sense to me. If you used to look at like the heel side of things, look at who they've got on the shelf at the moment, who's done some of the best heel stuff in the company over the past 10 years. They've got Randy Orton on the shelf, and he's literally just sat on the shelf doing nothing. Ask him to go to NXT. Ask him to work with some of the new people. Ask him to do like a promo workshop. I know he's not going to like it, but he's still getting paid for being injured.
Yeah. Here's one for you. And this one they should really already be thought of anyway, right? Who currently runs NXT?
Shawn Michaels.
Yeah. Who is probably the biggest douchey heel of all time?
Shawn Michaels.
Right. So who should probably teach people how to do douchey heel promos?
Shawn Michaels. No, John Cena.
Yeah, but Michaels did them intentionally. That's the difference.
Yeah.
But that's an example. You have him, even Hunter, whether you like him or not,
Yeah.
he could do them. JBL. JBL is very good at those kind of promos. So they have the people, but
he's gotten better with age as well. I mean, the way he works on Raw at the moment.
Yeah, because he understands what he is and knows how to make it work.
He knows what he can say and he knows what he can't say, and he knows the line on that border and he treads it the best.
Yeah, they work for the same reason that Jericho and Matt and MJF work. They know what they're doing and they know where to get to and where not to go past.
Guess what you just did? What did you just do? Well, you didn't redeem Toxic, so I'm guessing you probably just refreshed your channel points and you're about to.
He can't eat Smurfette's arse out anymore. There's no more nuclear sludge.
That's true. Well, there's a bunch of watermelon ones. You just did this.
Is that Papa Smurf? Because that would be disgusting.
Yeah, saw that coming.
Well, when somebody says, guess what I've done, it's kind of obvious, right? I've got to say, honestly, my friend, you're WWE booking. You literally tell us what you're going to do, and then you do it.
Yeah, practically.
Although in his case, to be fair, or her, I don't know. So here it is him, isn't it? Is it him?
Mm-hmm.
Right. In his case, he's saying it, and he's followed through on it.
There's three
I mean-
watermelon ones in there, and I picked out the blackcurrant one for the last blackcurrant. No, I'm putting it back. I don't want to have three black. I don't want to have three watermelon ones.
No. Get it back out. You picked it. Come on.
No, I don't want to have three watermelon ones in a row. They're nasty.
Hey, you're supposed to have what you pick out, young man. Stop cheating.
Wait, are they all watermelon? Oh no, they're not all watermelon. Okay, yeah, I'll take the blackcurrant.
Yeah, stop trying to cheat here. Yeah,
I've got a watermelon, a black cherry, and I think another watermelon.
Your man used his channel points for that, so don't cheat him.
I'm not cheating him. I'm just having a little bit of a say on how badly I get punished.
You don't normally, so what sort of makes you think you have to right now?
She's at work.
Fair.
Knew where you was going with that one.
You were supposed to. That was not supposed to be subtle.
Oh no, I'm okay. I'm not a fan of the blackcurrant one. I was just moaning a little bit.
Yeah, Aaron likes moaning. It's a thing. Sometimes he's justified it, but most of the time he's just moaning because he likes to moan.
There's a different kind of moan.
Yeah, but she's not here.
Oh yeah.
Well, you like that kind of moan, don't you?
Well, she definitely does.
Oh, there you go then. Right.
Ah, crap. You jinxed it.
Yeah.
Looks like it's not
You
coming up. Ah,
You have no power here.
that's actually burning my lip. Ah. That was especially sticky.
That's what she said. I would say it was cheap and easy, but that is also what she said. So,
Well, I am not commenting on that.
that's probably the smartest thing you've said all the stream, honestly.
Eat the wrapper too? Dude, it's plastic. It's not edible.
Yeah, I already had that discussion with him. Back when I was younger, the wrappers were actually edible. You could eat them.
Mm-hmm.
Which is weird. They've actually got much more environmentally unfriendly as time's gone along. Is that another one, is it?
No, there's a new channel point redemption.
Uh-huh.
A friend of mine told me that I don't smile when stream enough.
I agree. Smile more.
So I got a channel point redemption for 69 channel points that says smile, and it's got the Joker and he's dancing around on screen.
To be fair, I've seen bits and pieces of your streams. Like the most you smile on any stream is actually this one, the one we do. That's kind of bad. You should be smiling. You should smile more, honestly. Because this is the one where we criticize stuff. You're supposed to enjoy the rest of them.
I mean, I enjoy criticizing it a little bit because it's like it's good, like talking about shit that's shit.
Okay, I know it's because I'm here as well. I know.
Oh yeah, sure, that too.
Well, fuck you, buddy.
So I'll be honest, when when we first when me and my ex first split up, my mum was like, "Oh, you're not doing the podcast anymore with Peter?" Then I was just like, "Yeah, I am." She's like, "Why the fuck would you still do the podcast with him?" I was like, "Because I like him. I don't like her. I don't have a problem with him. I don't like her. It's a difference. Like, it doesn't bother me in the slightest." And she says, "But he's related to her." And she's like, "That's not his fault. He can't do fuck all about it."
Yeah, it's basically there's no.
I'm not gonna
issue.
hold you accountable. I'm not gonna hold you accountable for anything that person did.
Yeah, I also don't want to be involved in it, so it's none of my
No,
business.
precisely that.
So it's only my business if a couple of things happen, and neither of those did. So other than that, don't care.
Yeah. So, but anybody who has a problem with that, suck a dick.
Well, in Aaron's case, he might, but you know.
Well, that's a schlong story. Anyway.
Well, you shouldn't be doing that now, young man. You're engaged. All right.
There's always the bachelor party. Anyway.
Oh, you want strippers, do you? Okay, all right.
Noted.
I never said they were going to be women. Bear that in mind.
I don't think Haley would mind if they wasn't women. I think she'd mind if they was.
You could pick a mix, you know, have one of each.
I mean, yeah, that's true.
Well, it'd represent you properly, wouldn't it? Then
it would, yeah. I mean, it would show my taste.
Exactly.
Get them to
wear pride flags as they come in. Well, I'm just saying. It's not like you don't have one subtly behind you right there, a flag of such origins. I mean, that's not actually the pride flag, though, is it? It's the
bisexual flag.
That's the one.
The pride flag's on my desk.
I thought he was going to say she's at work, but
wow.
Some of the things I've heard out of her mouth, I wouldn't be surprised if there was a pride flag. But anyway,
to be honest, it's the same.
Yeah, is it actually a pride flag on your desk? Legitimately?
Yeah, there's a. Hang on, I can probably show you actually.
Yeah, come on, show the people. We want to see.
I can get you out of the bracket. I've got the there's like half of it's there, and then the other half's like down the back because of like wire management and stuff.
Oh no, I can see it. That's cool. Ah, saw me. That's
I mean,
horrifying.
if I'd have not done that, then my desk would have just been black and boring, and I wanted a bit more color.
You racist.
I mean, my monitor's not, my setup's not exactly big, bulky, and like expensive like other streamers. It's very like on the budget.
I always think it's best that everyone is different anyway with stuff like that, because I think everyone has a different look and feel that way. Because if everyone looked exactly the same as what they did, there'd be no, like, it wouldn't be the same.
Yeah, that's true.
You see, so also this way, it's much more fun when people try and make you eat toxic sweets.
Sure, it is.
And also try and make you smile by redeeming your channel points.
Mm-hmm.
On your Twitch channel, they redeem your channel points.
I think Phil the Colors has left us for now.
Yeah, I'm just putting it out there for anyone who might accidentally want to buy the channel and wonder how to do things with you by using your channel points.
I mean, I've been live for an hour and 20 minutes so far, and I'm surprised Peanut hasn't turned up.
I think there was a Peanut was live earlier. I think I remember seeing something, so I don't know.
Probably. If we say her name too many times, she might turn up. I mean,
Peanut.
She did dress as Beetlejuice for Halloween, so.
Peanut.
So where did we get up to? I've kind of lost track.
Stark's promo.
We finished talking about it, didn't we?
Yeah, literally just finished. Basically, we was talking about the fact that she can't do a heel promo, and we was talking about the people who could be very good at structuring the talent, how to do actual proper heel promos. That's where we got to.
We then got Chase and Hudson segment that was okay. Hudson saying why he threw in the towel for Andre Chase last week against Dempsey. And Chase didn't seem to accept his answer, but was a bit like cautious to be expected, really.
Gee, I wonder why.
We then got Veer Sangha versus Kanan Knight and a mystery opponent because his name wasn't mentioned and I couldn't find it online.
Which one was that, sorry?
Veer Sangha, Hindu Share versus Kanan Knight and somebody else.
Jake Fengado.
Yeah, his name wasn't mentioned or like shown on a graphic or anything.
That's who it was. I have the list of the participants in the match. So, because I check this stuff because I know there's sometimes I like to tell people things like results of matches. So yeah, it was George Canyon and Jake Fengado against Indus Share, which is nice to see them together anyway.
Yeah, they had a pretty good match as well, pretty good showing.
Guess who won, people? You'll never guess.
Well, Sanga's gentle side is well and truly gone, in case anybody was wondering. Well, you could say it got destroyed just like their opponents in this match.
Yeah.
So Hindu Share is back with a vengeance.
Yeah. So just to be clear, people, so just because potentially we do have to tell you, Hindu Share won.
And after the match, what I liked as well, they called their shot at the Creed brothers. They're not going for the title. They want the biggest, toughest tag team. They want the Creeds.
That makes sense to me. And it'll be interesting and fun.
Yeah, I mean, after this, we actually got a Diamond Mine segment, and they wanted Hindu Share as well. Then said that they said that they'd beat up Hindu Share and then they take out Pretty Deadly, so they seem to be looking past Hindu Share, which probably isn't the best idea.
No, but I kind of get it as well.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. Not mad about it, but I mean, at the same time, probably shouldn't be doing that.
You do realise if both teams are smart, they're just both gang up and Pretty Deadly.
Yeah.
Which Aaron would hate that.
Oh no, I don't. Oh, yeah, I'd be so upset by that. So this was followed by a Wendy Chu segment that Peter loved and was probably more than okay in his books.
She was in it, so yes. The thing is, though, right? I'm going to be very clear about this. It's not that I find her attractive or anything. I just like the character.
Yeah.
I like a wrestler who's got a nice, interesting, quirky character. There's something about them.
I mean, most people do. I mean, it's someone that they can relate to as well, in a way, I suppose.
Well, that's the thing. I can't relate to it at all because I am in no way a person who likes staying in bed.
No. So you and me find that. Me and you both have that in common.
Yeah.
Unless I've had a sleeper, in which case you won't find me anywhere else.
True, but there's only one reason to find me in a bed if I'm not sleeping. But we're not going to talk about that on this stream.
No.
So,
it sounds like more of a different talk. That sounds like a different talk show.
Yeah, that's more of an Aaron Cayley thing. Let's be honest.
I was going to go elsewhere, but no. Anyway,
No,
Um,
I mean, when it comes to talking about such things on these streams,
yeah.
but anyway, yes.
This was followed by Jordan Devlin versus Apollo Crews. As expected, this was a great match, honestly. I wasn't sure who'd win this one either, in all fairness. Surprisingly, Crews did, though.
Yeah, didn't really mind who won this for the basically for the same reason you said. You got two good wrestlers in a decent match.
Both have called their shot at Breaker as well earlier on in the show, like in individual segments. But yeah, seeing Crews win this was actually like a little bit of a breath of fresh air, because I don't feel like anybody wanted to see Breaker versus McDonough again for a little while.
I think Crews against Breaker will be a much more interesting challenge as well, because physicality wise, he's much more
equal.
Yeah.
But the interesting part about this was after the match that he actually had like a little bit of a stare down with the champ as well. So it's a good foreshadowing.
Yeah, not a bad thing. So it's a different challenge for Breaker because he hasn't really had it. I mean, and Wagner does not count if anyone brings that up.
No. We then got a pretty good Mandy Rose promo interview thingy. That was followed by Bode. Oh wait, no, yeah, we had a Mandy Rose promo segment package thing. It was okay.
Yeah, it was a Mandy Rose thing. It did a Mandy Rose thing that needed to be done. That's just good.
Yeah, talk about the match that's in the main event. Make it a little bit more relevant, hype it up a little bit.
Yeah, why don't you put that at the beginning of the show or right before the match?
Because booking.
Yeah. Well, in that case, it's actually formatting.
Yeah, sure, that one too.
And do you know who formats these shows?
My mum. No. Shawn Michaels.
Yes.
Ultimately,
the formatting is down to the primary scheduler or booker. In NXT's case, that's Shawn Michaels.
I mean, I kind of explain why kind of in the wrong order.
Yeah.
Left eye didn't know what the right eye was doing.
He didn't say that, did it?
No.
It thought it was cute. It thought it was sexy. It thought it had the look.
Girls, wow.
Because he's just a bad formatter. Bad formatter. Right, let's go on with that.
Okay. This was followed by a big body hobby segment where he challenged everyone basically who was injured to a match 1-on-1.
Sure. So safest way to challenge anyone. Challenge the people
who
who
went
can't fight.
From A-Kid to Ilya Dragunov to the suspended faction known as Gallus. And every person that he said that he wanted to challenge, the interviewer turned around and said, well, they're injured, they're suspended. And he went, you know what the problem is here? And she went, what? He went, you! And walked away.
I didn't mind that. I thought it was kind of funny. So I actually won a match against Andre the Giant. I challenged him for the match and he didn't turn up, so he lost by forfeit.
Yeah, seems legit. Seems like a bit of WWE booking, really.
This match took place in 1998.
Nice.
If anyone can do the maths and knows the logistics involved, you'll understand why that would be kind of funny. Do you know why?
Kind of. I think
he died in 93.
Yeah. I had a feeling it was something like that.
So 5 years later, basically.
And 24 years later, they're still burning his name at both ends.
Yeah, aren't they just?
Yeah. So after this, we got Wesley and Carmelo Hayes in a contract signing / interview hosted by Booker T. To be honest, this wasn't bad in my opinion. We got another we got it was stupid, yeah, but it wasn't the worst contract signing I've ever seen.
Right, here's the thing.
And it had Booker T involved. So
right, but this is what I'm about to get to, right? Nothing wrong with Wesley or Carmelo Hayes. Why the fuck is Booker here?
Okay.
Because king booking. He's king booking.
Yeah. I've got nothing other than that. That's the only thing I can think of. It's shit, yeah, but it is what it is.
Yeah, he's king booking. That's what I'm going to call him from now on. He's king Booker King. You have to have fun with it because it was so retarded. But these two having a match, not got a problem with it. But at the same time, as Aaron points out, this is not the worst contract signing in WWE history. Not even close.
No, and it had Booker T in it, so
yeah, which
can't
says
be angry.
Which honestly says more about the two participants than it does Booker.
Yeah. So we then got another Horde Justice teaser, which this is the one that isn't Dijakovic. This is the one that's like it's got one of the masks from Retribution, so it leads me to believe that it's Martinez because Mia Yim's already returned to main roster. But yeah, we got another Horde Justice teaser, then a hype segment with Blade and Offie and Odyssey Jones. That was okay. We learned that we learned a bit about Blade's history with the V-neck turtle sweater, which was nice. For anybody
characterization,
got
never a bad thing.
For anyone who wants to know, it's got something to do with Blade's dad. He went to the same shop and bought he said he wanted the craziest of designs on his clothes. And when he passed away, he found all of them upstairs in the attic and they were still fresh, like they'd been dry cleaned and everything. So he wears them to the ring in memory of his dad.
Yeah. Blade's dad, Rapier, went out and got them all for his son, Blade.
Yeah. So following this, we have Briggs and Jensen versus GYV, or the Spooky Schism version anyway, known as the Dyad. Yes, I did forget the name, and they just went straight to GYV, and then they said about Dyad, and I was just like, yeah, that's
Dyad. You can call them that because that is what they are.
Yeah. But anyway, Briggs and Jensen had control, but Kiana James caused a distraction, and the Dyad capitalized, got the win over Briggs and Jensen.
Yeah. Well.
And then we come to the part of the show where we were all kind of scratching our heads and thinking, well, what the fuck? We got an announcement given by Shawn Michaels announcing of a new kind of match. The first of its kind, called the Iron Survivor Challenge match for the #1 contendership spot in NXT, and it will be happening at Deadline. What are your thoughts, Peter?
I think Jeff Jarrett needs to get himself a lawyer.
Yeah. I was kind of thinking, what the fuck?
Right. Anyone wondering what that comment's about? This is a King of the Mountain match.
I get the feeling that when Jeff Jarrett was last in WWE, they probably asked him if this was okay if they brought the match back.
The irony being, if it was an actual King of the Mountain match, it probably would have been okay. This is a WWE version of this match. It looks fucking dreadful.
It does. It really does. It reminds me of like hockey in a way, with with the sin bin and whatnot. And I feel like I'm gonna lose like total like. I think I'm gonna lose count of the pinfalls and everything. This is gonna be really confusing.
Oh, it gets better though because they've done the WWE version of this. Okay, you get points for every fall you get within the time period.
Points. That's
and you can lose points for if you lose falls as well as being put in the penalty box.
This is what I'm gonna get so confused by. How many? What? How am I supposed to keep track of this in note form? I don't think I'm going to be able to. I'm just going to end up I'm just going to write the name of the match, write who's in it, and then say who won and the final score. Because I don't think I'm going to be able to keep up with this match note wise. I'm going to end up having to write like a whole fucking page.
And no, you shouldn't either. But here's the thing, right? For anyone who's not familiar with this match, the TNA version of this match, yeah. There was no points involved in that one. All that happens in the TNA version of it is you've got to get a winner fall against somebody, right? Then you can be eligible to get the belt and put it up on, climb a ladder, then hang it. So you can win the belt, basically, because it's a title match, right? The person who loses the fall then goes into a penalty box, but they're in there for like 90 seconds. But there's no points or anything. It's just you become eligible by getting a pinfall. That's it. The WWE version of this match is actually more fucking complicated. Which, for a gimmick which came from TNA, is fucking amazing. But honestly, if I was Jeff Jarrett, I'd get a fucking lawyer.
I don't even want to watch it. Just thinking about it makes my brain hurt.
Oh yeah, it's fucking dreadful. It's so bad. Do you know the next thing WWE are going to come up with, right? It'll be the multiple person encounter match for survival, right? And it'll be a reverse fucking battle royal.
Yeah. Wouldn't surprise me.
Another TNA concept, by the way, for anyone who wonders.
Oh, how fucking original.
And it's as bad as it sounds because the actual rules of that match are the first 8 people who are outside the ring get inside the ring, are eligible to have an actual battle royal in the ring and then throw everyone else out but the last person to win the match.
My brain hurts.
And this is the shit WWE have done with this match, essentially.
No.
They went to TNA and took a great big scoop of, yummy, let's do retarded.
No, don't like it.
I'm not surprised, it's fucking terrible.
This was followed by Indy Hartwell and Tatum Paxley. Hartwell knacked of Hartwell knocked off Paxley's protective mask and leveled Paxley, pinned her, and got the win. But for the whole 3 count, Paxley had her left shoulder up, which I thought was a bit like, okay, we're just gonna skip straight past this.
Yeah, apparently, yeah.
Both her shoulders were down, and the whole match, her right arm was up like that for the pin. It was like, look, I can see daylight. She's basically got a fucking both shoulders up off the fucking canvas.
It's like, what's that person in the crowd reading? Wait, I can see the crowd. Oh shit, shoulders up. Oh, never mind. 1, 2, 3.
This was followed by another script voicemail message, aka Dijakovic. And it sounded like we'd get to meet them finally next week. This was followed by an Indy and Perez segment, which was okay. Indy and Perez wanted in the new match, so like both of them were vying for position and will be for the next few weeks, probably from the sounds of things.
Clearly, I've watched CNI.
Yeah. And then we got an Alba Fire and Mandy Rose last women's standing match. And a noticeable change had happened. Mandy Rose has gone back to blonde hair, which is her main roster hair color. So like that was kind of like, oh, okay. So she's probably going to lose this match and go back up to main roster.
And you do realise that just about every man watching did not notice the hair changed colour.
Yeah. But at the same time, this match started with 15 minutes left, and I was just like, yeah, there's no way they're changing the titles with 15 minutes left of the show. So I was kind of like, I don't know what's going to happen here. Like,
yeah,
if they make Mandy lose the title in a 15-minute match, that's stupid.
I would have been surprised if you hadn't brought up the time because, yeah, that is a very short amount of time to have a title match with a change.
If Kaylee Ray wins this match, there's only 15 minutes left, and that's just fucking stupid because she's not going to get like the attention that she deserves at the end of the match. So I straight away thought somebody's going to interrupt. And earlier on in the show, there was a technical glitch where a load of color changing lights and shortages happened. And I was just like, okay, that could just be a technical glitch, or it could be like a teaser of somebody returning.
The thing is that I could have believed this would then end with 15 minutes left and have a title change because earlier on this show they had a fucking stupid match announcement.
Yeah.
Which proves they're fucking stupid. They had Booker T host a fucking contract signing, proving how fucking stupid they are.
They also announced halfway through the show that this match was last woman standing as well, with 15 minutes left of the show. Yeah, a 15-minute last woman standing match. Can you tell me the last time you've heard of a last man or woman standing match lasting 15 minutes?
That'll be that time I met that girl at the... Oh, you mean a wrestling match? Oh, right.
Yeah, yeah.
You have to come back to me. I'm going to have to think about that.
I think the only one I can think of is possibly the last man standing match between John Cena and Batista, where John Cena taped his legs to the bottom rope.
That's probably about it, yeah.
Because that was probably pushing 15 minutes, possibly longer, but yeah.
It must be roughly that, I think. Let's see. I'll see if I can find out how long it actually was.
So, all right. We then got both the entrances, and there was 10 minutes left of the match. We got a picture-in-picture break, which took up another 2 minutes of the match, which was annoying. But only the picture-in-picture break in the show. So we got 13 odd minutes at the main event, and 2 of those minutes were in picture-in-picture. Both women came close on multiple occasions, but then Alba brought out her X Factor in the form of a baseball bat. She went for a high-risk attack from the top of a ladder, but she got a nasty surprise in the return of Isla Dawn, who pushed her off the top of the ladder after spraying a clear mist in Alba Fire's eyes. And put her through the announce table for the 10 count. So Rose retained. Not gonna lie, not a fan of what they seem to be doing with the flashing colours for Isla Dawn either. It's kind of an epileptic's worst nightmare. Like the coloured kinetic frequency that they're using is it's probably like should come with an epileptic warning.
Yeah, probably should. But the problem is with stuff like that is if they want something to be a surprise, they don't want to put up warnings.
I just hope there were no epileptics in the audience, because they'd have been in for a nasty surprise. They probably did that trial thing to make sure that there wasn't any.
That, or there's a sensory room thing. Some venues have them where people can go if they have issues like that. But I know AEW events have them, but I don't know if WWE has them or not.
Yeah.
The last man standing match is actually nearly 20 minutes.
Well, this one was less than 15.
So,
yeah. So yeah, that was SmackDown.
No, that was NXT.
Oh, I thought I was going to get away with that. I gave it a 6.
Same as Raw.
Yeah, I mean, but I didn't hate. Like, I didn't hate the majority, but I didn't like the main event.
Yeah.
In all fairness, I think that you could have taken out the Briggs and Jensen tag match with the Schism guys and put that on next week's show.
With the veterans, you mean? Yeah.
Yeah, and like put that on next week's show and give the main event a bit more time, because it just wasn't great.
You could also not.
I don't have a problem with Dawn returning either.
No. But you could also have left out the title match, the special match announcement as well.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem with Dawn returning, but there could have been a better place for it. Have her as like a mystery. Have her as like a mystery entrant in the King of the Mountain match that they're doing at Deadline. Oh no, sorry, it's not called that. It's called the
Iron Survivor thing.
Yeah, that's the one. Iron Survivor Challenge, because it's a challenge. Yeah. It's not a match.
Yeah, it's a challenge to keep track of all the numbers to work out who's been penalised.
I swear, if there's gonna be one dyscalculus kid at the end of this match just crying in a corner to himself.
Oh, that's nothing. Imagine Captain OCD.
I'm leaving. Oh. I need coffee and I want noodles.
Oh, that's disgusting. Noodles and coffee, that's disgusting.
Oh, I need coffee because I'm struggling to like stay awake and function. But I want noodles because I'm hungry.
If you stay awake and function, you're just gonna keep thinking about that fucking match. Do you really want to?
No, not really. Not at all.
There you go. So if we hurry and get through SmackDown, you can stop thinking about it, right?
Evening, caveman. Welcome in. We're just talking about this week's WWE bookings and stuff. We just finished talking about NXT. How are you?
Which means we've only got SmackDown left, and there ain't a lot on SmackDown, honestly.
Fuck. I actually liked SmackDown the most this week.
Because there's a lot on it.
Yeah. I mean, out of all my notes, I have 2 pages, and I usually have 3. So.
Yeah. I noticed you were short. I was like, Yeah, it was a shit week, wasn't it?
No cringy commentary this week. Yay!
Yay.
No apology though either. So
Well, I honestly think it's going to be a case of either just doesn't think there's anything to apologise for, or it's maybe
over their head.
it's maybe. Well, okay, so there's another one then says that, and the third one is maybe, just maybe, and I don't know about this one. It could be a case of use a bit, maybe a bit too sensitive to it. Possibly.
I'm too sensitive to it. Okay.
I'm giving you 3 different options that may be how people would look at it.
Yeah.
I have my opinion about it, but it's not. But that's not for me to say here, honestly.
I mean, I get it.
I would direct my opinion directly at Stu Bennett.
Yeah.
Because ultimately he's the one that said it.
Yeah, I mean, I've
Wade Barrett.
I really thought about voicing my opinion on social media, but then I thought that nobody's going to listen anyway. So what the hell? There's no point.
Yeah, I did tell you to do it.
So I mean, it can make me look petty, and I don't really want that.
You say that, but it's like I told you last week. If you legitimately feel there's an issue, there's nothing wrong with stating it.
Yeah.
It's when people make a deal out of something that actually really there shouldn't be anything about. I can see why you'd have an issue with it.
Yeah.
And if you think there's something if somebody really feels that aggrieved by something, you should make a point of saying something.
Yeah, I mean, I would, but it's just not that I'm scared of like repercussions or anything, because I mean, nothing's gonna happen to me. Who gives a fuck? But like, also, it's kind of like, I know when one person thinks about something, another person's probably thought about it too.
More than likely, yeah. But the thing is, not everyone will voice their opinions and make a point of stuff publicly. That's the thing. They'll have an opinion about something, but very few people will ever come forward and say what they actually think. They'll go with mob rules, generally.
Yeah, I suppose.
It's how Twitter got the way it was, honestly, for an example. People are afraid to have a dissenting opinion.
No, but I mean, some people say them sort of things joking around. I mean, I know that I know my mum, for one example. I've told you about this before, but
yeah,
when I tried coming out to my mum, it was, oh no, you just don't know what you like. You're going through a phase, and the phrase that she'd always say, you can't like both, you're either Arthur or Martha. And she'd constantly repeat it, and like it, so much so that it would get like to a point where it would like piss me off, to be quite blatant about it.
Exactly. I mean, I think you've probably heard me say this before, and I always say this to people I know who are similar to yourself, right? And people are very well aware of when I say this as a joke.
Mm-hmm.
But this comes down to intent again. You have to understand the intent of the person saying it. Because, for example, I've always just said, hey, you're biased because you're greedy. You want both.
Oh, yeah, I just agree with that and joke around about it.
Because it's a joke. It's clearly a joke.
Mm-hmm.
Because of how it comes across. But you don't say that to somebody you don't really know.
Yeah.
because you don't. Obviously, I'm saying it here on the stream to give an example, right? If I said what he said to you, it's, again, even with the right connotation, you still probably wouldn't like it, right?
No, I mean, I wouldn't, but I mean, I'm not the only person who wouldn't like it, in my opinion.
Right.
I think that
but
people
that's
out
the thing.
there.
But that
think
is the
the
thing.
same way. I'd like
That's the
to
thing.
think that.
Yeah, that's the thing. We are talking about your opinion, and your opinion is just as valid as mine or anyone else's. Because ultimately, it might even be a case of somebody's. He could have said it and just not thought about it and not realised. Because we do live in a world, unfortunately, where a lot of people are fucking ignorant.
Yeah. The caveman just said you can have a perspective and an opinion, and in real life don't all have to be the same. But they're
Correct.
yours and just got to recognise so do others.
Correct. Exactly right. Because I have my opinions and perspectives. We don't agree on everything, but at the same time, I think you have the right to have your opinions and your perspectives. You haven't got a problem with me having mine either.
No.
And that's how it should be.
Never have, never will.
But where you need to be considerate of somebody is if you're going to end up causing something which is psychologically damaging or personally harmful. That's where you need to be very, very much aware of somebody else's opinion and perspective on things. And particularly, you've mentioned this before, obviously, if it's somebody who's looking possibly whether to come out or not, right?
Yeah.
Joking to them and mocking them is not the way to help that.
Yeah.
Because it's not. Whether you think they are or not is completely irrelevant in this scenario. What they need is support so they can work it out for themselves, whether they are or they're not.
Mm-hmm.
It's not for you to say they are or they're not. It's for them to work out for themselves.
Yeah, I mean, Caveman's just said if you can let go and accept instead of defend or attack or just enjoy and share, but don't care about the negative, you'll be better off.
Right. Yeah, I would agree with that. That's literally what it comes down to. If somebody really wants to say something to you, and it's really personal, right? The worst thing you can do is turn around and go, "No, you're not."
Yeah.
What fucking moron does that? Okay, I'm sure there are plenty of them.
My mother.
My point being is, even if you think they're wrong, and this is a really particular example I'm using here, right? Even if you think what they're telling you is wrong, okay, you can still be sympathetic and understanding and caring and help them, okay, regardless of what you think, because ultimately what people need to understand about this, it's not always about you.
Yeah, and I mean, if you offer up your heart on a bloody platter to a person, telling them how you feel about a certain way, or telling them like something big, like you're coming out to that person, you're offering that bit of information to that person. You don't expect that person to then pull out a sledgehammer and go whack. No, you're not.
Which is essentially what that is.
Yeah. Because then they've got to go back, they've got to pick up all those pieces, they've got to place them back together again and find a day when they're feeling strong enough to actually come out to a person that cares.
Yeah.
And they thought that you was that person, and it upsets them more than anything.
The best thing I think you can do in that scenario, if you really think it's not, if there's somebody that's come out to you and say that, if you really think that they may be confused or it's not how they really feel, the best thing you can still do is listen to them and talk things through with them, help them understand whether it truly is how they feel or whether it's not. But the worst thing you can do is turn around and make them feel like shit.
Yeah, Caveman just said nicely put, Peter. There's definitely support.
Okay, and this is the big one here, by the way, because this is where, unlike Aaron here, I can have a completely objective opinion about this. I am a straight white male. I've never been in this scenario, but this is my opinion about this. Okay, and I think more, particularly straight people, need to bear this one in mind because we're not the only people out there. Hi, Aaron.
And I mean, like, you saying that as a straight male, surely that you can understand from working with people that aren't straight, aren't even gay, are bi, or pansexual or like demisexual, whatever sexuality you want to be.
Well,
Just because you're
technically pansexual isn't a sexuality, but that's more of a preference than a sexuality. It's a
yeah,
different thing.
but
But
like
I get what you mean. Yes,
what I'm trying to say is like you've worked with all different kinds of sexualities, and you can understand that
absolutely. Yeah,
just because they're a different sexuality doesn't mean that they're like gonna be into you. Like it's not like you're bisexual.
right.
Well, I'm not gonna eat with you because you're probably just checking me out every 5 seconds. It's
Yeah,
like I'm a
the
normal
worst
person.
thing, right. The worst thing I hear is from straight people is, oh, if they find out someone's going to say, oh, they're looking at me, they probably want to have sex with me, kiss me. I'm like, shut the fuck up. They like pretty people, right? That's the response to give because not being funny, right? This is a stereotypical thing, I know, but it's the only way to finish straight's point to use your stupid straight people is gay people tend to like pretty. Okay, this is how I explain this to them because, like, if a gay person fancies you, whether you feel the same or not, it's a fucking compliment. Take it. They know you're not gay.
I mean, it all comes down to taste at the end of the day. It's the same with
Right.
straight people. You don't always like the prettiest person of the bunch. Some people go for personality. It's the same with gays. It's the same with bis. It's the same with A's. It's the same with cats.
Attraction is attraction, regardless of what your preference is. You are drawn to what you're drawn to. Even asexuals.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's definitely one of those conversations where we could have this conversation and last another 6 hours.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that we've like probably like could have had the opportunity to like talk about on like an open podcast with like a few guests and stuff, because it's one of those conversations that always end up getting away from us, and we ended up spending like half an hour on something that was lightly touched on for 5 minutes.
Well, what we could do at some point, if you want, you do it on your Twitch thing, and I'll come on with you, and you just get a bunch of people who might have similar views and stuff, or opposing views, which might even work better, and we can do that possibly at some point.
Yeah, I mean,
I think it's more. I think it's a better platform for your channel, particularly because of the kind of content creator you are.
Yeah, I mean, that's not a bad idea.
I mean, I don't mind doing it if it comes to my end, but I do think it's probably better if it comes from you, particularly, because I think it has more of a reach and an impact.
Okay, man. Says I like scratch and dent myself. He.
He likes what? Sorry.
He likes scratch and dent.
Scratch and dent.
I'm not sure I want to ask.
I'm not sure you want to either. If it's anything like scratch and sniff, then probably you don't want to ask.
I mean, I'm not sure. I don't want to like go with what I'm thinking and then be wrong, because I mean, right.
Like, okay, let's put it this way. Let's put it this way, Aaron. Right? I tell this to people all the time: if you don't know something, ask. Right? So, caveman, what does that mean? I don't mind looking stupid if I don't know what something means. So, please tell us what it means.
I have an idea, but it's like I don't want to get the wrong thing and then like.
Right. But this is exactly right, because people always worry about asking if they don't know what something means. I will always ask because I don't care. I don't care if I look stupid asking. I would rather know and not look stupid.
Oh, that's fair enough.
By pretending I know something that I don't.
Precisely.
So that's how I look at that anyway. There's no such thing as a bad question.
We should probably get on to SmackDown though.
We should, yes.
Yeah, we're 2 hours in already, and we haven't even touched it yet.
Yeah, well, it was just about to start anyway, but we got waylaid by talking about interesting comments made by commentators.
Mm-hmm. So the show opened up by the Brutes and McIntyre. We was eagerly waiting to find out the 5th team member, and Sheamus and McIntyre squashed their beef. Formed a team, but as Sheamus was about to announce the 5th team member, Sami Zayn came out, guaranteed the bloodline a victory, and then Sheamus told Sammy their fifth was the last person he'd expect. And that was the end of that segment.
Wasn't the last person I expected.
No, I called it last week.
I know. Sport.
He said it's the stuff they sell on the sale at the store. Floor models, I don't care about shiny. Don't make my truck go faster. With a winking face. See that brings more questions than answers to me. I'm not gonna.
I think it's essentially he doesn't mind if it's a used model.
No, I get it.
I think that's pretty much what that means.
That's fair enough.
So I'm trying to be as clean as I can be with that particular interpretation.
Yeah, probably for the best.
And you know what, Caveman? That's fine. If that's your thing, you're not hurting anyone.
Is it creepers and zombies on Minecraft? Because Caveman's a zombie. Caveman's a Minecraft streamer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So if anybody's watching and hasn't checked out Caveman, definitely go give him a look at.
So have you and Caveman done a stream?
We haven't yet, but I'm hoping that in January when my new Minecraft season starts up, I'm hoping that I can kind of persuade him to join the new realm, because I'd be interested to see what he can come up with.
So Caveman, can Aaron persuade you?
And also, Caveman's the only person I believe that's had a sneaky peek at what the realm next year looks like. So.
Oh, he had a look through the forbidden door, did he?
Yeah, you can say that.
You just want to know details, don't you? That's what it is. You're that kid that goes down and tries to sneak in his Christmas presents.
No, I never did that. I didn't have time. I was the one carrying them down the stairs.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't only do it for my household either.
He's making a list.
No, I'm not Father Christmas. Just want to clear that up.
No, you're Santa Claus. You nick the fucking presents.
Oh yeah, I'm Grinch.
You should do that as a Christmas tree. You know, as the Grinch.
Kaylee's still waiting to do the drag stream because COVID hit on her days off, so couldn't do it.
Yeah, you still need to do your Panto drag stream. So would I wank you away if you could?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
she actually got me to try on a couple of things as well, so she is dead serious about this.
Well, guys, if you really want to influence that, you know how to do it, don't you? That's what I'm saying. I know how to get what I want in this scenario. I just get Kaylee to tell him. It's amazing how that works. Anyway, yes. Sammy, yes.
Next we got Ricochet versus Mustafa Ali in round 1 SmackDown World Cup match. Pakistan, they called it, versus USA. Also, can we talk about how they're using the same World Cup as they used at Crown Jewel in Saudi like 3 years ago?
Yeah, of course we can.
It's exactly the same. None of it's changed.
Yeah. This surprises you, pal?
It's stupid. It's ridiculous.
Yes.
But I mean, okay. They're gonna run with it, I suppose.
Yes.
I just hope they don't do the custody thing again. because that was stupid. Yeah, recycling. I guess you could call it that.
What's recycling?
The World Cup.
It's good for the environment.
No, it's really not. It's not even good for SmackDown.
Well, no, you're not throwing it away, so at least it's being reused, so it's not damaging the environment.
Somebody still pocketed the monies. Yeah, they always do.
Yeah, generally, that's usually how that happens. I mean, there's a thing going on right now, for example, over in a certain Arab country, which I'm sure doesn't involve anything to do with pocketing money.
We then got a backstage segment where Ali was advised against competing by a trainer, and he shrugged it off. Ricochet told him he should forfeit the match. Thank you for releasing the Horde.
What?
Oh, I just got a load of zombies kind of crawling across my screen. Oh, thank you for hydrating Panda.
Okay, who sent you a vibrating panda?
The vibrating panda.
Who sent you a vibrating panda? I heard a vibrating panda.
That's Pando.
No, I'm going to call it a vibrating panda now because that's what I heard. So who sent you a vibrating panda?
Thank you for treating Pando.
I heard vibrating panda and I was like, what the fuck is that?
I said hydrating Pando. Not vibrating panda.
Vibrating panda. That's what it is from now.
Oh, God.
So who sent you this vibrating panda?
The caveman is just hydrated Pando.
Oh, we hydrated a pound. Okay, I still prefer vibrating panda. Not gonna lie.
That's what caveman does. He says he pushes buttons. Nice.
He pushes buttons or he pushes buttons?
I'm just waiting for his reply, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be both.
No, I'm a fan of that because that's the best way to do it.
Yeah. I mean, I'd like to think both.
Well, you always like both, Aaron. It's kind of a prerequisite for you.
Don't help me like that. Jesus.
You outed yourself, mate. You talked about it earlier.
Oh, this is true. So welcome to 50-50 booking. Oh, not you two. Vibrating Panda gonna go viral. Fuck. I think WWF would have something to say about that.
Really? Why?
I don't know. Copyright thing.
Copyright of what exactly?
Anything panda related.
I think the World Wildlife Foundation might have more of an issue with it, but okay.
That's what I was like, the WWF.
Well, I'm saying that you're the one who's got the T-shirt with the panda with the chair, so
that's true. I don't know where that shirt is though.
That's what I'm saying.
So yeah, this match was kind of supposed to be like a friendship that was about respect, and Ricochet didn't want to hurt Ali until Ricochet elbowed Ali in the corner, and it caught Ali on the jaw, and it pissed him off, and he attacked Ricochet from behind. So the friendship kind of went out the window halfway through this match. This wasn't bad, but then Ricochet hit Ali with a shooting star press while Ali was still standing, and got the pin.
Of course he did.
Well, there was a mutual sign of respect afterwards as well. They bumped knuckles and went their separate ways.
Completely undoing Ali's work that was done on Raw.
Yeah, pretty much. During the match though, Ali did almost get Ricochet with the Koji clutch because he missed I think it was a 450 splash, and Ali synced him in it, and he was in it for quite a while. So it was a close match.
In the words of the late Gene Oakland, close range occurrence and horseshoes and hand grenades.
Yeah, pandas are very popular. You see them everywhere.
They're also very fond of sugar cane.
Yeah, they are. And bamboo.
Little fuckers love bamboo.
We then had a Bloodline segment, and Jay was mad at Sammy for some reason. I mean, don't really care.
Because the day ends in Y.
Yeah, they do. They've seen all the killer usernames in AI, and then they went, "Oh, cute bunnies." Kind of really takes the bite out of their names, doesn't it? Yeah, just a little bit.
It'd be like calling the most evil thing in the world Fluff Bunny.
It'd be like calling Satnam Singh tall baby boy.
Calling Satnam Singh Tiny Tears.
Or Johnson's.
Johnson. Yeah, we can walk out the powder and the nappy.
Yeah.
No. That's just a bad visual. Let's not go there.
Yeah. How big would that nappy have to be, though? That'd be like Big Show in that sumo nappy again.
Oh, no.
So we then got a match recap of New Day versus the Usos that was okay. It led to an interview with the New Day, and they weren't happy. And then Imperium kind of like got involved and like poked fun at the New Day. So the New Day said, "Oh well, we get a tag team partner and we meet you in the ring for a 6-man tag." Didn't have a problem with this because we got a match out of it, but you could kind of guess who their tag team partner was because of previous partners in the past like 3 weeks.
I was going to say, yeah, the partner was obvious who it was.
Yeah.
The exact reason. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing, though. As we've touched on this before, sometimes obvious is good.
The silly thing about this, though, is that we next got a pre-match segment with Madcap Moss talking about how he wanted revenge on Killer Cross for making him lose his voice for the past 3 weeks.
Isn't he carrying Cross in WWE?
Yeah, carrying Cross. My bad. I've been watching rewatching some of his matches. I've also been rewatching some of his wife's matches because Scarlett Bordeaux needs to wrestle. But
I have a controversial opinion. She's a better wrestler than he is.
Sorry?
She's a better wrestler than he is.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Trust me, there'll be a lot of people who don't, but it's true. She is.
Yeah. So we got Cross's we got Madcap's pre-match segment with Emma telling Emma in the segment as well, and she was saying good luck. What I liked about this, there's a female involved now, and then we had Cross versus Madcap, and after the match that Cross won, he kept the straitjacket submission on for an extended amount of time, as he did last time. And Emma came out to Moss's rescue, so we might get Emma versus Scarlett, which I wouldn't be angry about, or a mixed tag match.
Mixed tag
that opens the door for Scarlett to wrestle more.
Yeah. But here's the thing, this is where WWE are really stupid. They shouldn't need to open any fucking doors.
No. They really shouldn't.
No.
But they are anyway.
Yeah, it's
As long as
kind of
she gets the
bad.
wrestle, I don't care.
Well, yeah, there is that. I mean, she needs an opponent. I'll wrestle her.
Yeah, but your wrestling would be the extent of a naked pillow fight when it came to Scarlet Bordeaux.
No, because it had to be consensual. 2, she's married, and 3, I think she'd win.
I do too. You're not alone on that one.
To be fair, I'd also let her win too.
I bet you would.
Well, you got to, right? I'm not going to hit her, am I? Jesus Christ, no.
No. So
Also, you seen her husband? Jesus Christ, that would hurt.
yeah, Saito in your future, more than likely. So following this, which was kind of like a throwaway match, really, except for what it did with the female attention, possibly between Emma and Scarlett. Fingers crossed.
My question, though, is just a little pick I have here. Why does Emma care about Moss?
I don't know. Last week she was kind of in a segment with somebody, I can't remember who, and she asked about him. So I think there might be like a little bit of a like they're trying to get like a relationship out of this kind of thing between them two.
Right. Okay. As long
I
as you
thought Emma
elaborate
was
on that.
married.
As long as you elaborate on. As long as you elaborate on what's supposed to be going on here and give it more depth to the interaction between Moss and her, that's fine.
I feel like
but if it stays as it is, it's you're not really explaining why she should give a shit.
no, I feel like they're only scratching the surface here.
Title of no, never mind.
Wow. So this was followed by Bray Wyatt in an in-ring segment where Bray apparently wanted to make amends. He came out, spoke about Ashes, blood, and then LA Knight, and he said he wanted to apologize for what he did last week when he shouldered LA Knight in the face, which
WWE headbutt.
Yeah. So then, of course, LA Knight came out with his "Let me talk to you," and said he was conflicted. He slapped Bray and said apology accepted and that they was even. Bray said fine, we're even, and then extended his hand to shake LA's hand. LA responded in kind by slapping him in the face and walking away.
Which means Bray has to get his own back.
Yeah, and as LA Knight was walking away, there was flickers of the Fiend character on the Tron. It was either the Fiend character or this uncle guy. So it's like
well, Uncle Cracker. I had no idea Uncle Cracker was still a thing.
It was like the Uncle Howdy or whatever he is. Character.
Yeah, well.
I'm pretty sure it was the Fiend, but I'm not 100% sure, to be honest. So there looked to be payback in LA Knight's future, basically.
More than likely.
This then led to a recap of Shotzi and Baszler in a segment from last week when Baszler choked out Shotzi backstage. The clean up on aisle green comment, and this led to Shayna Baszler versus Shotzi, 1-on-1 with Ronda ringside. Shayna made her entrance, and then we got a segment of the Usos hunting for the 5th member of the Brutes team. And they came across. I
know where they can look.
Oh, we all do now. But they got in Cross's face, and Cross said he wasn't a follower, and he'd take Roman's titles on his own time, and he'd be alone too. And then we got Shotzi's entrance. So like this was like a cup like segment in between entrances. I'm not a fan of these, but I mean, okay, they got fit in somewhere, I suppose. It didn't really make sense though.
I don't know why you just wouldn't have this after the match.
Hmm.
Because
No.
chronologically, it didn't really matter.
No. So Shotzi versus Shayna Baszler, an early distraction by Ronda got Baszler full control early on. This happened again later on in the match and drew out Rodriguez, Shotzi's tag team partner, which is understandable. I don't know why she didn't come out in the first place with Shotzi, to be fair.
Well, as the prerequisite face, being Shotzi, sometimes you come out on your own because it's like more like, yay, I'm gonna get my way, and the evil people will be outnumber you. But then when you need it, your friend will come and help you, and it's a good guy thing. It's a trope.
Yeah, I suppose. But the distraction was enough to get Shotzi the win. And the Shotzi actually got a really good roll up as well. It was a very deep one.
To be fair, she's normally quite good at those, so I'm not that surprised.
Yeah. After the roll up, obviously she ran away, and that was the end of the segment.
Well, she won the match. Why she just didn't need to stay?
No, I mean, yeah. Well, Gonzalez kind of pulled her out of the ring. It's just like you can't blame Gonzalez because if Baszler would have got back up, she'd have like probably attacked Shotzi. It was the
That's
smart thing
called
to do.
that's called looking out for your friend. I'm not a problem with that at all.
The weird thing was though, Ronda was shouting in the background, saying, "Oh, after all the respect I had for you at Gonzalez."
Yeah.
Like while this was happening, I was just like, I don't really remember any respect really being shown after Ronda beat Raquel.
No, there wasn't. That's just Wanda being delusional.
Uh,
You know, most heels are delusional and they believe in things that aren't actually true. That's kind of a thing for them.
yeah. Speaking of delusional, we then had LA Knight in another segment where he was leaving the arena, and as he opened the door, a white masked face appeared in the darkness behind the door. He left, and it kind of looked like he was being followed. We then got told about football for some reason in a segment like football advertising, and when we came back to the wrestling world, LA Knight was passed out on the floor under a pile of stage stuff, including road boxes, beer kegs, and a load of other stuff like wiring.
Wonder how that happened.
Yeah, Bray got his own back.
No. Surely not.
WWE been around a long time, not just us. I think the only one I remember is Ric Flair getting bloody and making it look pretty real back in the day. Yeah, I mean,
If you're
Flair's
talking
one of the most
WWE, Flair would have been late 91, 92.
yeah, Flair's one of the like oldest ones in the book. He still does. He's wrestled his last match now, hasn't he?
He retired literally about 2 months ago.
Yeah, he retired 2 months ago. Who was his last match against again? I can't remember.
Jarrett and Jay Lethal.
Jarrett and Jay Lethal.
His partner was his son-in-law, Andrade.
Ah,
So,
I mean that works.
yeah. It was one of those StarCast event things. They had a pay-per-view, they had a bunch of matches, and that was the main event.
Yeah. So next we had Imperium versus New Day and their surprise tag team partner, Braun
You say
Strowman.
surprised. It'd be more surprised than fucking Big E.
Oh yeah. So match start was chaos. Imperium took out New Day, but that left Strowman and Walter in the ring together. The bell rang and Walter got out quickly. Like, this is the first time we've ever seen Walter kind of afraid. Well, not afraid. He looked downright scared of Strowman.
Well, you can say a lot of things about Walter, but I think strength-wise, I think Strowman probably has him on that one, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, during the match, Walter did land a couple of chops on Strowman, and Strowman, you could see on his face, he felt them.
Yeah, well, you got to bear in mind, he probably has PTSD from when he accidentally hit Lesnar on really hard on accident, and then Lesnar hit him back.
Yeah.
So he probably always has that in his mind when he gets anyone like that.
Mm. So after the break, Woods was in trouble. A tag got Strowman in and Walter at the same time. Strowman ate two of Walter's chops, shocking Walter, and then Woods got the pin after they hit a limit breaker, which was again called the Midnight fucking Hour. Walter actually went to break up the pin, but Strowman stood in his way, and Walter about faced and got out the fucking ring. He was like, "Nope."
Yeah, I'm with Walter. I wouldn't have done it either. I've been, yeah, I'm going over there.
Well, followed this, though, we had a Strowman and Ricochet moment backstage, where Ricochet was annoyed that Strowman was looking past him in the World Cup and wasn't happy that Strowman was kind of like, "You're not going to do anything to me. I'm going to just beat you next week. I'm going to be in the final."
Well, then Ricochet's never watched a Strowman match. Strowman's like that for every fucking match.
Yeah, Ricochet was just like, "Well, you better not count your chickens before they hatch," basically.
Yeah, you say that, but the way WWE books people, I'm pretty sure Strowman's winning.
Oh yeah, you and me both.
So Ricochet clearly doesn't watch a WWE book shit. So that's all I'm saying.
There's just be another stupid cup / title to add to Strowman's collection. I mean, he's already won the greatest Royal Rumble.
Something that's not a. You know that belt isn't actually with him; it's actually in Saudi.
Yeah, I know. That's how stupid it is.
Yeah.
I mean, look what happened to the trophy that he won. They got wrecked within 3 weeks.
Yeah, that was done deliberately, apparently, because they didn't want to fucking transport the thing.
Yeah, okay, can understand why. The thing weighs fucking shitloads.
Yeah, I know that story because I was listening to the Good Brothers podcast not too long afterwards, and they explained what happened to the trophy on it.
Yeah.
They said the stage crew accidentally dropped the trophy 4 times.
Yeah. Why not just express ship it back to Saudi?
Don't be silly. You'd have to pay for that shit.
Or just let Strowman have it at his home.
Well, no, it's not the trophy amongst men. It's the. Yeah.
So this then led to the main event, which was, of course, Canada versus UK in the form of Sami Zayn versus Butch, aka Pete Dunne.
Yeah.
Bruce and McIntyre was ringside for Butch. Zayn had the whole bloodline, except for Roman, ringside for him. Butch won it, and then it all went to shit.
Because apparently Roman doesn't need to be there.
Yeah. The bloodline was in trouble, so Reigns came out to the rescue, laid out everyone, and then as he was about to spear Sheamus, Owens' music hit and the 5th man was revealed for War Games, to the surprise of literally no one.
Except for possibly Sami Zayn.
Yeah. And that was the end of the show. Rowan, I believe Owens and everybody else on that team stood tall at the end of the show.
Yeah, basically. But I would say though, with the Owens thing, yeah, we all knew. Doesn't mean it's a bad thing though.
No, not really.
So you need to give it a rate, Mark. Rating.
Yeah, I gave it a 7.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Just a few
Uh,
bitty bits with the like promo work and also stuff, but like, yeah, I mean, it wasn't that bad.
no, it wasn't. Something I've just been informed about, by the way, and it relates kind of to something we was talking about. Weren't sort of diverted on a conversation earlier, so it kind of relates to that, right? There's a World Cup match tomorrow involving England, yeah, but they're facing Iran,
Yep.
right? England have said they're going to take the knee before the kickoff, right?
Take the knee.
It's the whole fight against racism thing they nailed down, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's all well and good and everything, right? But you're supporting a country that enslaves people to do menial tasks. And you're also competing against a country that thinks it's okay to imprison women and possibly rape them.
Yeah.
So taking the knee, really?
I do question our country's intelligence sometimes.
I would say this instance is very much down to the FA.
Well, were they effed up?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, the government let them go in the first place, which is down to the government. But ultimately, when it comes to the interactions of what's going on over there, it's the FA. And boy, was this dumb.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Also, I would also point out, for the benefit of anyone listening, and you have the right to disagree on this, taking the knee to try and end racism is basically a retarded notion because it does nothing.
Not really. I mean, it keeps certain people happy, but in the grand scheme of things, you're right, it does nothing.
Yeah. How exactly does it help solve racism?
I mean, it can't bring certain people back from the dead, can it?
Nope. It cannot.
And that's not me being an arsehole. That's literally just me stating a fact.
Yeah. It's also, I know why they chose kneeling of all things, but I would point out you'd have to know the circumstances to understand the reference.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing you don't. So, which actually illustrates my point perfectly. I can't actually say why on the internet because the internet gets really weird about it. But there was a certain person who died because of a certain person doing a certain act.
No, I know about it.
Yeah, I'm being very general about the description for anyone who doesn't know. So yeah.
Yeah, sorry I got up and moved around a bit. I'm just trying to save myself some time after the podcast ends. So I'm obviously streaming again, so I want to grab something quick to eat and have a coffee, so I don't fall asleep playing Fortnite.
That's right. My main point being is if you're going to try and do something to make a change like that, you've got to do something that's actually constructive and will have a long-lasting effect.
Yeah, and there's not much many people can do in the form of that at the moment.
True, but my point is a symbolic act like that, fine. Does it do anything? No. Do you know what changes things? Knowledge.
Knowledge is power.
Right. Talking to people. Not lying about shit. You know.
And then Christmas trees are not power for anybody who's interested in Christmas trees.
No. And that's Katie's fault right there, ladies and gentlemen. That is why That is why Aaron has a Christmas tree. It's Kaylee's fault. Let's blame Kaylee.
No Christmas.
Because it's Kaylee's fault.
There is
Oh,
10
Kaylee's
days
fault.
until the first day of December. Nobody wants Christmas.
Well, I don't.
Actually, no, I kind of do, because I want my Pokemon cards.
Of course, but I don't really celebrate Christmas, so I don't care. So.
I can guess what Peter's getting for Christmas. Mars
Probably
bars,
enough.
Galaxy bars, coffee, probably a new mug and coffee.
I just get given that shit throughout the year, so that's no real different from any other day. Ultimately,
I hate
me
to be a
personally,
spoiler, but you do know that like as far as wedding favors going, I'm getting you like a 4-pack of Mars bars,
I kind of figured it'd be something like that.
or like a few bars of Galaxy chocolate.
I would point out technically you're giving me something much bigger than that, anyway.
Yeah, you're right.
So,
I mean, I was going to invite you to the wedding anyway, but your profession's just a bonus, and obviously we're paying you for that as well.
that's kind of my point. That's technically the wedding favour right there. Is you're paying me to come and actually do work.
Yeah.
So there is that.
Yeah, I mean, there's a certain amount of like leeway there, I suppose.
Well, there is. It is indeed. So, yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, as you can tell, Aaron is currently getting ready for the game stream, which he will do immediately after this one finishes, which won't be that long off. So, what we're going to do is wait for him to be ready. We'll sit back down again so he can get himself sorted and prepared, and then he'll let you guys know what's going to happen, what's the game plan, and the plan of attack.
Yep.
So, yeah. Because what happened at that point is I will be leaving you guys on Aaron's Twitch, and he will reappear probably minutes after that to come and do your gaming. And you can all talk to him with toxic sweeties and channel point stuff. To be fair, he likes it really. He just likes complaining.
Haha, very funny.
Well, you do like it.
I mean, I like the fact that people are in my stream. Yes, of course I do. Them choosing to be mean and do channel point redemptions that caused me to eat sour sweets. Sure, I can live with that.
Yeah, of all the things that could get you to do, mate, if that's the worst things you have to do, I think you're okay.
I think that's the worst redemption I have. And speaking of which, Kaylee says hi.
Oh, hi, Kaylee.
Kaylee is currently in the chat.
Well, as those of you who may or may not be aware, I don't see the Twitch chat, so I've got no idea.
No.
So, because over here on YouTube, we don't have a Twitch chat. Also on YouTube, there's things you can get away with which you can't get away with on Twitch, because Twitch are much more strict.
Mm-hmm.
Which is weird considering one is Amazon and one is Google, and you'd think one of them would be much more strict than the other one, and it's actually the other way around.
Yeah.
One is very busy with Black Friday, and the other one is busy spying on people.
Kaylee says hi.
Hi to Kaylee again. Kaylee, shouldn't you be working?
From what I heard earlier on, she was making shortbread chocolate chip cookies and watching Twilight with her colleague.
That's some of the best working I've heard of. Although I've watched like other than Twilight because it's crap. But other than that,
yeah.
Yeah.
Did the cookies turn out okay? That's what I'm curious about.
Aaron's the cookie monster.
I've been called worse.
Well, it's much worse than that because Aaron wants Kaylee's cookie. Uh,
Hey, caveman, thanks for treating Pando.
vibrating pandas. Caveman, why are you trying to vibrate the panda?
Are you finished? You're literally just gone to sleep in your room. Ah, fair enough. Busy day? Oh, they were delicious, the cookies. Okay, that's good.
So Aaron, are you going to get any cookie?
Probably not. I could make a lesbian joke right now, but I'm not going to.
That's the first.
The cookies were delicious, said every lesbian ever.
Fascinating. Really fascinating. But anyway, so are you all set for your follow-up stream now?
Well, because I'm gonna be cooking noodles. They take 4 minutes, so I'm gonna end things with you for this stream, and then obviously I will take like a 5-minute interval to have a coffee, like sort myself out, have my noodles, and then yeah, start streaming again.
Right. So literally, guys, about 5 minutes after Aaron finishes, give him about 5 minutes, then come back and come, or you can lurk around his channel or wait because he'll come back online in about 5 minutes after that, and then he'll be doing your Fortnite stream for you.
Yep.
And I'll be going to bed trying to get some sleep, which I've not had probably in the last nearly 3 days.
I'm literally. I probably might. Oh well, I don't know how long I'm going to be live for. See how long the streams goes and how many games we get in, and who we're playing with, obviously, because it's like different time zones. But yeah, this is just like to make up for the fact that I missed the stream this morning. I think I'm gonna probably like adjust my schedule a little bit, swap a stream or two around.
So what happens, it's never a bad thing. You can always let people know.
Yeah.
It's the power of modern technology. We don't have to use dial phones anymore. We've actually progressed.
Yeah, this is true.
There's no more smoke signals.
I don't know. I know a few 420 lovers that would probably be happy with the smoke signals.
Yeah, the problem is if you're trying to contact somebody on the other side of the planet, it doesn't really work.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Unless you've got a real bad habit, in which case, if you can do that with the smoke, you need help. Real badly. Oh dear. Let's see. So I think we've now covered everything. Aaron's made lesbian jokes, so check. We talked about stupid commentator talking about weird shit, check. Slack.WWE stupid booking, check. Scarlet Bordeaux, yeah, check.
Yeah. Who needs to wrestle? Yeah. Double check.
Yeah, there is something you forgot to talk about.
Which is?
Well, we've got to do your checklist. Malachi Black.
Still not returned, but eagerly awaiting.
He was at the pay-per-view.
I know.
As was Murphy and King.
I didn't see them though.
Yeah, but they all were there. I know. I've been told this for a fact, as was Miss Hart, which probably means you may see them Wednesday.
Probably.
But you'll have to see about that one. But again, this is just to complete the list of things you like to discuss, because I know how much you like Malachi.
I do. I do.
Exactly. So it's Aaron's checklist. Anything left is, let's see. No, I think that's pretty much your checklist, really.
Fair enough.
Unless you can think of something else.
Not off the top of my head, really.
No? I mean, you got your coffee, you're waiting for your noodles, so that's pretty much it. So just struck 11 o'clock here for us, so probably a good time for Aaron to scale off to finish his food and then join you guys in about 5 minutes. You seem to have frozen, young man. This my end, anyway. Oh, now you're back. You froze.
Oh, sorry. I was checking who was live because I was gonna raid out. I didn't expect it to freeze.
Yeah, it's technology's temperamental. What can I say?
It is.
Have we found-
It is.
Have you found anybody?
Yeah, we are gonna raid a friend of mine called Lil B, who's playing a game called Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice.
Nice. Oh, you guys want to find me Little B? Aaron will be about 5 minutes, roughly, give or take, and then he'll be back
Yeah.
from when the stream ends.
Mhm.
Yeah. I, however, will see you guys at some point. It won't be next Sunday because there isn't a show next Sunday because I am not doing anything next Sunday because,
I mean, I'm not sure what I'll be doing. I mean, I could probably end up streaming something, and I could talk about WWE. I could talk about what happened that week in WWE, but I wouldn't have anybody to argue with or talk about shit with, so probably not.
It's such a case of it's the one day I just don't do anything, so I'm just not going to bother.
Yeah, it's understandable.
And it is what it is. The entire year, it's the only day I literally never do anything. So, and that means there's 351 other days to do whatever. So, no offense, but it is what it is. And we should all take time for ourselves and to look after ourselves as well. So that's the other thing as well. Plus, I want lots of coffee. Which is all good fun. And with that one, yes. Have you rated out? Yes.
I was about to, but my viewer count just went to 0, so there isn't a point in rating. Right.
All right. Yes, just wave anyway.
So yeah, I guess I'll see you guys in about 5-10 minutes.
Yeah.
We'll take.
Just wave into the Twitchy people so they can get if there is any lurkers possibly. We can wait and see if it's gone.
Okay, we're not live anymore.
Fantastic. This just leaves us with the YouTube. So, YouTubers, we'll see you guys later too, because we're trying to get Aaron off as quickly as possible so he can go back to doing his game stuff. So, bye bye, YouTube.
Bye.
We'll let you know what's going on as soon as we can. So, bye bye.
Have a great fortnight.